everybody, it's finally Friday. Not as exciting. It's Friday, yay! This week went by really quickly to me. Maybe some of you were like, no, Katie, it was really, really slow. But it went by fast, and now it's Friday, and it's hot again in LA. I need a cool down. We need fall. It's this 90-degree weather. Are you kidding me? So anyway, but it's finally Friday. And I've been on Facebook. If any of you are new to my channel, welcome. And I sing that song because I love country music. And there's a station in LA, 105.1, that at 5 o'clock on Friday, every Friday, they play this country song called It's Finally Friday. And if you haven't heard it, you should YouTube it and look, because it's hilarious and awesome at the same time. Okay, so I have 3 questions as well as a journal topic from Carly. Thank you so much for that, Carly. So let's get going on our questions, shall we? First question. Hey Katie, how do I say no to people? I hate letting people down, and if people ask me to do something, I can't say no, even if it's inconvenient or stressful. Sometimes I feel like people walk all over me and ask unreasonable favors because they know that I won't refuse. I want help, but I don't want to be taken for a fool. I want to help, but I don't want to be taken for a fool. Now, I'm actually going to have a video that comes out about this. I just filmed it recently, so it'll come out on a Monday video. But I wanted to talk about this because a lot of us struggle with this. I even do sometimes. From time to time, if it's a close enough friend, I almost feel like I can't say no, even if it is really inconvenient. But part of it is, and this is going to sound weird, it honestly has nothing to do with anybody else. It's actually our internal work. It's about our own self-respect. Not self-esteem. Self-esteem is how we feel about how we look, and we look for other people's affirmations about how we look. Self-respect comes from inside. It comes from what we believe about ourselves. And so what that really means is that we have to do some work on building our self-respect. Now you're probably like, well, how the hell do we even start doing that? Now, building self-respect takes sometimes working with a therapist to change some of maybe our core beliefs about ourselves. Like, maybe we don't think our time is as valuable as someone else's, or we think that if we say no that people are going to hate us, and that really bugs us, and then it makes us feel bad about ourselves, and then we think, well, maybe I'm a bad person. We have to figure out where this is coming from, because the sooner you can recognize that you as a human being on this earth have the right to say no about anything, anytime, any place, anywhere, whenever you want. Once you can realize that, then you're free to say yes when you want to, no when you don't want to, and not feel bad about it. Because at the end of the day, if you feel like you're getting walked on and people are taking advantage of you, then those aren't actually healthy relationships anyway. And it means that you may not even actually be enjoying those relationships, and you may want to dodge calls because you feel bad, like because you don't want them to ask you to do something because you won't be able to say no. It can create a really unhealthy relationship and a really unbalanced one. So I would encourage you to start thinking about what things are important to you. What do you like about yourself? What do you want to be like? What would that mean? If you say no, what does that mean about you? What are you afraid it will mean? What will you tell yourself about it? And then how can we logically argue back? Like, for instance, if my belief is if I say no, then they're going to hate me and they're never going to hang out with me again. Well, then how would I talk back to that? Well, I'd say, well, you know, some people have to say no. Like, if you have stuff going on and you can't get out of it, you're going to say no. But people are still friends with people, right? Well, yeah, because schedules can't always work out, and we can't always do everything that they need us to do. But people move on, don't they? Yes. I mean, do you see how I'm kind of talking it out? And the sooner we start working on this, the sooner we start building our self-respect and realizing we can say no and we can say yes, and we can make people do what we want to do for once instead of just going along with it, and everything will be okay. The sooner we'll start enjoying our relationships, feeling freer, and actually getting to choose who we want to be in relationships with. And that's awesome. So I'll have a video with more details coming out soon, but hopefully that will get you going. But work on it with your therapist. And CBT therapy is really great for this as well. Question number 2. Hey Katie, is it uncommon or common to recover from an eating disorder without inpatient? I feel that my eating disorder has been happening for so long that eating a meal plan and attending therapy gives me too much choice to stay in my disorder. Does anyone recover with therapy alone? Now, the short answer, people do whatever the hell they have availability and want to do. Some people use inpatient, some people don't. Some of it depends on cash and ability to get help, because it depends on where we live and what's available to us. Some of it depends on what we need or what we're willing to do for our recovery and how hard we're willing to work. Now, going to inpatient really means that it takes away a lot of our choice. It forces us into the program. We have to follow the structure, or we have to leave, or whatever their rules are. Doing it on our own leaves us more room for maybe learning things at our own pace, and maybe having our slip-ups and coming back out of it. And in my experience, doing it on our own with just therapy alone may take longer. It usually takes longer than inpatient, because inpatient's so intense, but you can totally do it. People do it all the time. People do recover from mental illnesses all the time, with help, without help, with intensive help, with minimal help. It all depends on us and how hard we want to work, how hard we're willing to work, and what we feel we're able to do. So yeah, go get it. You can do it. You can always beat your eating disorder. You can overcome it. And I have a free workbook on my website for that if you would like. I know it's difficult. A lot of people are like, hey, that's really hard, but that's why it's called a workbook. It's a lot of work, but I'm sorry. It's there to help you, I promise. Okay, question number 3. Hey, Katie, I'm 22 and trying to find a therapist. I've had a long history of mental illness, bipolar, anxiety, PTSD, self-harm, eating disorders, and been in many treatment centers and hospitals. I'm doing so much better now and I've come so far, but I still have things that I need to work on, like my eating disorder. I've been to see a couple of therapists lately, and I tell them my history, and they say that they can't help me, and they refer me to someone else. The same happens there. Should I not tell them my full history? Does this scare them off? Would they get upset if they later found out? Sorry for this being so long. Thanks. Now, I want to talk about this because I heard from many of you that you've done similar things where you tell them about it and then they refer you to someone else, and that person says they can't see you. So yes, you should still tell them your full history, because regardless of when they hear it, they can still refer you out. That's part of our ability as a therapist, our own kind of rights as a therapist, to make sure that we are able to give you the care that you need. And a lot of people may not be able to help. Self-harm and eating disorders is honestly a niche I found myself in, and not a lot of therapists treat it, and a lot of them refer people out. Hence why I'm full. My practice is full a lot of times, because I don't, because not many people do what I do. So I would still definitely tell them your full history. However, if you run into this situation, I would tell them, I don't just want any referral. I know you're like, Katie, that's a little intense, but it's fair to say, I don't just want any referral. I want someone who will be willing to work with me. Do you know someone who treats people with eating disorders or self-harm or whatever it is? Because their other referrals that they may give you may be no good if someone doesn't work with eating disorders or self-harm. And since we're a little niche environment, it may behoove you to call a local treatment center for eating disorders and ask them who they refer to, because those are all the therapists like myself who work with eating disorder patients or self-harm patients, and we're well versed in it, and we're comfortable taking patients with those histories. So those are things I would do. But I would still tell them your whole history, because you're going to have to work on stuff, and you have to be able to be honest. And regardless of when you tell them it could still be ended up in a referral. So, but so annoying. People are so annoying like that. But that's what I would do. Find a proper place to get the proper referrals, and I would, push them to give you ones that are better for you. Okay? Now, journal topic from Carly. Thanks, Carly. And this is really cool because I love the Weepies. If any of you don't know the band The Weepies, check them out because they're amazing. So, potential lyrical journal topic. This is a solo song by Deb Talon. She's half of the Weepies. The other half is her husband, Steve Tannen. The song is called Big Strong Girl. And here are some of the lyrics. It's not now or never. It's not black and it's not white. Anything worth anything takes more than a few days and a long, long night. Don't push so hard against the world. You can't do it all alone. And if you could, would you really want to? I think that song goes pretty well with the idea of it's a process, not perfection. Things take time. And it also goes with the idea of reaching out for help and allowing a support system to help you through recovery or any difficult situation in general. No one should be alone in the world. And I think sometimes it's just a matter of realizing that asking for help doesn't make you weak. It's part of what makes you strong. Take care, Carly. I want to repeat this part one more time. It's just a matter of realizing that asking for help doesn't make you weak. It's part of what makes you strong. Now, I've told all of you, therapy is a lot of hard work, and not going to therapy is actually much easier. So for any of you who think that reaching out makes you look weak or, like you're stupid or you'd be embarrassed about it. No, it's part of what makes you really strong and makes you amazing and ready to fight and willing to overcome things versus just stick our heads in the sand and deal with the same shit over and over. Am I right? I think I'm right. Okay, so write about that. Think about that. Yeah, it's a great one. Thanks, Carly. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I love you all. Be safe and happy, and make sure that you enjoy yourself. Get out, see some people, and I'll see you all on Monday, and on Tuesday I'll be on Tumblr. Bye!